Hi everyone, it's Kevin Magpie's YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today's video, I will be previewing our round 24 clash against the Demons. If you are returning Kevin Magpies, welcome, like, comment, share. If you're new to the channel, watch this for the first time, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Now, we play Melbourne on a Friday night, which when a team does come out, I will talk about that. But without further ado, I won't get straight into it, shall we? Clearly, there is a reason why they want to do this. We'll see how we go. Look, the average points for is 86.8 and our defence is 70.5. Melbourne is 83.0, 88.9. List profile age is 25 to 24. Average games 109 to 85, so 24 extra games there. 189 centimetres to 188 as well. Stoppages, the disposals averages are 351 to 364. Kicks 204 to 212. Handballs 147, handballs to 151. Average inside 50s 54 to 53. Disposal efficiency 72% to 73%. Goal efficiency 23%, 13 goals and 54 inside 50. To Melbourne 22%, 12 goals and 53 inside 50s. Average free kick counts is 19 to 20 as we know. Average stoppages averages as well. It's 37 to 42 in the hitouts. Clearances 37 apiece. Centre clearances 12 to 13. And stoppage clearances 25 to 24 as well. Possession averages is 126 to 135, or 128 to 135. Uncontested 214 to 224. 62, 63 turnovers, 67, 65 intercepts. At best 22 is 4,576. Our predicted is 4,752. 4,356 is Melbourne's compared to their predicted 22 is 4,576 as well. Look, 9th in the ranking, 13th in the AFL ranking as well. Average marks is 87 for us, 94 for Melbourne. 13 and 11 marks inside 50. Contested marks 10 apiece. Tackles 66 to 58. Tackles in the 450, 13 to 12. 5 bounces apiece. 45 to 41 intercept. 1%, I should say, and 69-71 with their interchanges as well. So that's the averages of that. Now, there is a few things I do want to bring up, and this is very important. Look, I feel like for me, how do we beat Melbourne? I feel like we need to beat Melbourne in the clearances. We must get the clearances when we can, and we need to make sure that we look to play our brand of footy on what we do as well. We need to make sure that we play with our way of playing and make sure that we can take the advantage of Melbourne as much as we possibly can, and we've got to look at the way that they go about it as well, and also the fact is that this is what we need to do. We need to beat them on the contested possessions. We need to be harder for longer, especially against them. And uncontested as well, we need to make sure we get our run and carry game going as much as we possibly can. So they're the ones that, for me, I think we need to beat Melbourne, but also make sure that we do really, really well as well. We need to stop Gawn. And how do we stop Gawn? For me, is pretty much is just give him a few, bumps and bruises as well. Let's just target Gawn a little bit. Let's just try and get the ball in there quickly, force him to get back and try and take marks in defence as well. And we got to make sure that we look at the way that we play particular. And I think that this should be a game where we need to overtake Melbourne and play a faster game of footy as well, and let's get them for speed as well. They're not that quick. They certainly like to be a slow defensive style game. When you look at the game that they played, especially last last week as well. I know especially around 23, they were very defensive, right? They could not score. That's been the issue. Like, they'll get balls inside 450. They were attacking against the Bulldogs as well, which they only lost by kick. But again, they just cannot score when they can. They still allowed the opposition to score a lot more as well. And that's pretty much is the real danger on how we can beat them, is we need to kick more goals than them. Let's make a very tough game as well. When you beat West Coast Eagles, well, you think Melbourne are a much better team than West Coast at that point. But even then, they did struggle in the first quarter in particular, maybe in the first half as well. And I tend to think that would be the difference in the end. And when you look at Melbourne in particular, when they lose to the Saints, when you play a fast game of style footy against Melbourne, you are going to get rewarded no matter what. If it's slow, if you allow Melbourne to dominate and take intercept mark after intercept mark, that's when they're at their best. They can go quick at times, but they're not very much of a quick team. They're pretty much like a slow team. So we need to make sure that we get them on the scoreboard and really make sure that we put Melbourne away as much as we possibly can. So there are factors that come into it, and this is how I think that we need to win the game. Of course. Now, last time that these sides met was obviously round 13, 2025, when we won by a point on King's birthday. Look, our form is 1 win from 4 losses. Their form is exactly the same, 1 win from 4 losses as well. We had a 3-point loss to the Crows, got smacked by the Hawks, lost to the Lions as well, and then we lost to Freo by a point, and we beat Richmond. On Melbourne, on the other end, they lost to the Blues by 8 points, lost to the Saints by 6, beat West Coast pretty convincingly, lost to the Bulldogs in a tight game at the G, and also lost to the Hawks as well. And that was maybe the only difference as well. But then when you look at it, Collingwood have won 4 of the last 5 as well, in particular. And if you want to go back further than that, in which some way that we have done in the past, there is a thing called looking out, going back further as well to see the difference as well. So when I look at the history as well, it will look taking back 2023. But having said that as well, we did beat Melbourne in the finals in particular, and that was a qualifying final in 2023 as well. And then you look back further, we beat them in round 21 by 7 points, and that's when we were attacking as well. And then round 13 at King's birthday, we beat them by 26 points as well. We kept them to 56 points and we scored 82. And round 13, 2021, that was Queen's birthday at the time, we won by 17 points as well. And then round 12 in 2020, they beat us at the Gabba particular. And round 21 2019, we won by 17 points. And then round 12, King's birthday, it was, or Queen's birthday it was, we won by 41 points back then as well. And they scored 57 points and we scored 98. And then Queen's birthday, round 12, 2018, we won by 42 points. We scored 133 to 91 in particular. And then round 23, 2017, we won by 16 points. We scored 99 and they scored 83 as well. So it's going to be an interesting game as well. So without further ado, I want to get through my top 5 very much so I can tell you guys from what I expect. Now, number 5, I think for me, is backing up the performance. Now, we need to back up the performance like we did against Crows. It feels like the hunger is there that we really want to play. I want to see us play quick and attacking brand of footy. I want us to run Melbourne off their legs and therefore make it difficult for Melbourne as much as we possibly can and make sure that they can't get into the game as much as they can. Let's beat them up early and let's put them to the sword as much as we possibly can as well. That's probably the only reason how we're going to do this game as well. Number 4, I think for me, is our defence. Now, our defence needs to set up really well. I think Jeremy Howe will be back as well, so that would definitely be a help. So you got Billy Frampton down at full back, then you got Darcy Moore, Jeremy Howe, so that would be pretty much the easy option for us to do. Look, I do feel like Bobby Hill will not play. I do think that we need that speed in that forward line, and I think that we need to keep going with our speed and just put the pressure on Melbourne and just play a faster brand of footy and get them out the back that way. Number 3 is once we get a lead to go on with it. Now we need to get on with the lead, and if we get 25 points in front, we need to make sure that we get to 35 points, 30 points, 40 points, 50 points. More we get to like 30 points, 40 points, 50 points, it gives us a huge advantage to try and beat Melbourne and just sniff out any chance they get. If they get a goal or two, let's just sniff it back out. Let's get that lead back out as well. We need to start getting form into finals, and we really need to start winning this game of footy as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do in particular. Number 2 is team selection. Look, I think there'll be definitely one change, but we are looking at Mason Cox. I know that Price would have said it, but look, I do think that we need Mason Cox in to help out Darcy Cameron. Do you drop Sullivan? Potentially you might need to drop Sullivan for Cox, and therefore you can have Cox and Cameron target gone, and you can give McStay, Membry, Mychek up in that forward line as well, just to make sure that we can sniff out any point of that really. And I'm looking forward to what we're able to do with that. So yeah, it's certainly what we need to do, and certainly the best game footy that we need to play. Number 1 is game plan tactics. Look, for me, we need to come out really well at the start, beat up Melbourne around the footy. Once we get the momentum early, we need to go on with it. We can't afford to let Melbourne get back into it. They kick 1 or 2 goals. Let's just get back to that focus. Let's target Gorn. Let's beat him up around the footy. Let's get it quick. The more we go in quick, the more we go sideways, we can take that option away. It's just going to be made down there, so there's not going to be many options as well. But this is a must-win game for the Pies as well. Tips, Collingwood by 25 points. I'm really looking forward to being at this game. Don't think I'll do a match day vlog, but we'll wait and see what we do as well. But I love this game very much. Hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to drop a like, also drop a sub. Until next time, bye for now.